It depends on your perception. It depends on, how you view life and how you measure yourself in terms of your life. Um, some people say my life only began at the age of 40.
Mhm.
I have no life crisis because I just thought that I was living my best life and I just discovered new versions of myself. Every year or so.
Mhm. Oh, but we'd like to think that we are living our best life. I mean, so some people, ugh, for some people, life begins at 40, and then for others, midlife crisis begins at 40. So we'd like to
Absolutely.
think that we're living our best life. And how common is it, or is it just something that we see on TV programs?
Oh, it's very common over. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we have seen people even just such phases of like what we would call a midlife crisis, even from their late 50s,
Mm-hmm.
evaluating where they are in their life and exactly, comparing themselves to other people and really wondering and taking stock of, have I given everything I could possibly give? Have I achieved everything I could possibly achieve by this time in my life? And if I haven't, what changes do I need to make in order to reach those goals and feel more accomplished? Because it's all about my biological clock. Is it ticking? Is time running out? How much am I holding myself accountable for by this age?
Mm-hmm. All right. And why does the thought of aging lead to feelings of depression, anxiety, and even remorse?
So people look at, and the general psychology is that I'm running out of time. If I'm getting older, if I am changing physically, I need to try to hang on to my youth. I also think there is much of the media portraying youth as the
Mm-hmm.
optimal time in life. I blame what the psychology of advertising, in order for you to buy certain products, they target anti-aging. So, when we all know that aging is inevitable, you cannot
Yes.
reverse the process. So it's also to do with the psychology and the programming of all of our minds that this is wrong. And it's a very beautiful, it's the natural evolution of life and it should be embraced and not forced or resisted. Because let's face it, you see certain celebrities, they have been fighting the aging process. And I mean, when you look at the lengths that people go through, like plastic surgery, like, nipping and cutting things and facelifting things. It's all a result of fighting the natural process. So the midlife crisis is actually the psychological book of things. It's where people resist that I am getting older. Goals are always goals. You're going to have to set them. They need to be age appropriate, depending on what it is that your perception of success is. But if you are enlightened enough, a midlife crisis don't even exist to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some of us are going through this midlife crisis, and we're not even sure whether we're in midlife crisis or we're just going through something. Anyways, what are the signs of a midlife crisis?
So the signs of a midlife crisis is depression, feelings of pessimism or hopelessness. Somebody's extremely negative and you can see that they're hopeless and they just have no energy to take on the day or the normal task. So you can see that they are restless, they have anxiety, or they're irritable about where they are. It will start to affect relationships as well because a miserable person will just start, perhaps blaming the spouse, for certain things, looking at, their relationships, evaluating everything and
Mm-hmm.
saying, I could have been here, I could have been there, those kinds of things. But it's also to do with consciousness. How conscious are you in your present moment, in your life? Are you happy? Are you content? Do you want more? Because that's not just a midlife crisis one. I would say that I would have experienced that in my mid-20s already, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's just that when you experience it after you're 50, people look at it as a midlife crisis. But the signs are generally a negative outlook on life, restlessness, irritability, a lack of energy to get up and face the day and say, I'm basically an attitude of, like, I'm done. I can do so much better. I could have done so much more with my life, a lot of regret. You start to hear this person. And then you start seeing changes in dressing. You start seeing them trying to want to look younger, trying to do certain procedures like you said. So those are some of the signs that you will see. Perhaps going out more, staying out later, hanging out with friends, where, perhaps you're a parent and you have responsibilities and they just start throwing that to the wind. It really depends on the person. It will manifest though. If it's manifested already in their head or emotionally, you'll start to see physical manifestations and also denying of responsibilities and just saying, I'm going on a trip with the boys or I'm going on a girls trip for that. And not that it's to be condemned, but that you will actually see this person trying to relive their youth.
Hmm. Yeah, no, we've seen a lot of those people, and the funny thing is that we look at them and we're like, why doesn't he or she just act their age? I mean, they don't need to dress the way they dress. They don't need to act the way they act. But we don't even realize that the person is actually going through a midlife crisis. So, how can we help them?
So in terms of that, in terms of you helping, it's not like how do you get them to help themselves, because it's an internal problem, right?
Mm,
So how do you get out of a midlife crisis and how do you cope with a midlife crisis? It's something to do with inside. So stop comparing yourself to other people.
yeah.
Be content with what you have and talk about it. Talk to a professional if you feel that it's interfering with you, because some marriages actually break up in this phase where
Mm,
this person feels that they want to relive their youth for the excitement of new relationships and that it happens in the workplace, it happens wherever they are. So talk about it. There's nothing to feel ashamed about. And stop doing the shoulding. I should have done
mhm,
this and I should have done that and I could have and all of that. And do some self due diligence. Take stock of all of your achievements and pause. Take a time out and practice the skill. Because, at the end of the day, it's a mental wellness issue. If you are unhappy with where you are, you cannot totally change everything outside when inside remains the same, as in confused, restless, anxious, unhappy. So this helps for the inside, for the thought process, and don't be pressured by people around you because be careful who you hang out with as well. If you are hanging out with people, you are going to guarantee you're going to be influenced by their feelings, their outlook as well. And that's where you actually find trouble, brewing. Because like I said, never like it. But you
oops.
find that many people, the weather's changing here in Indonesia. So, yeah. But, yeah, you find people actually psychologically not being able to hold their ground if they're around people who are also going through a midlife crisis.
Mhm.
So it's important that you get your head straight and you are able to think for yourself and you're able to, self-esteem is very important as well. Because if you're easily influenced, you won't be even going through a midlife crisis. You'll just be influenced by people around you who are. And
Yeah.
suddenly it's infectious, and here we are arriving at the breaking of relationships, the changing of job situations, the complete turnaround of life. Like, I need everything to change. And you find it's just a phase. So at the end of it, you would do things that you regret.
Mhm. And yeah, midlife crisis. First we don't want to age, and then we want to age gracefully, but we really need to decide what it is that we want. But yeah, we always live in regrets. Of things of I should have done this, I could have done that. So if you don't do it now, you are going to live a life of regret, and you don't want to be that person. So if you are able to change and make the changes in your life now, then do it. Why wait
Yes.
for tomorrow? You will regret tomorrow if you didn't do it. So get out there and do that, and you won't have to worry about midlife crisis catching up with you and the hair that you didn't dye and the cut that you
Mhm.
didn't get and stuff. And Nazia, shukran so much for your time. Please do share your contact details with our listeners.
Miriam, my contact details are 08277952287. You can WhatsApp me or you can give me a call, and then we can take it from there. And yes, I know that there's a joke about people in their mid-50s also buying a sports car, a two-seater, and trading in the market. So just a note for the listeners to be wary and be careful.
right? Okay, so buy a sports cars now, and if you can't afford it, then do without it. Right? Shukran, Nazia. Assalamu alaikum.
Afwan alaikum salam.
That was our life coach Nazia Saloojie taking us through midlife crisis. Are you one of the people who are suffering from midlife crisis? Well, then I've got news for you. You need to get out of midlife crisis stage. You can always just contact Nazia to help you out with that. So 08277952287. Send her a text or give her a call, and she'll gladly help you out. You are listening to the Maryam Show on Salam Media. For any further comments, questions, queries, or suggestions, send them to us on WhatsApp on 06176603555. Do stay with us. We will be right back.
يا رب العالمين